The world is full of secrets. Many of these secrets are hidden right under our noses, in places we would never imagine, even on the very maps we use to navigate. Today, we're going to dive into the mystery of secret maps, locations that are kept hidden from the public, and places that governments and organizations try to keep completely under wraps. These places are known for their mystery, often dangerous, and always surrounded by a cloud of conspiracy. But what lies behind them? Why do these locations and maps need to be kept secret? Somewhere in the Nevada desert in the United States, there is a place that is a true forbidden zone, and that place is known as Area 51. For decades, Area 51 has been shrouded in mystery and conspiracy theories. It's been linked to secret experiments with extraterrestrials, advanced technology the public was never supposed to see, and even covert military projects. What we do know for certain is that for a long time, the location of Area 51 was considered a mystery. When maps began identifying the area, even then, any documentation about the place was extremely limited and kept under wraps. This sparked more speculation than answers. Why would such a strategic and seemingly simple place be kept so hidden? What is the US government really trying to protect inside? To this day, no one knows for sure what happens inside Area 51, and that's exactly what makes the place so fascinating, yet terrifying. But Area 51 isn't the only example of a place that's been wiped off the map and keeps secrets. Let's head over to Russia, where we find Zheleznogorsk, a secret city built during the Soviet era. Located in the middle of Siberian forests, Zheleznogorsk doesn't appear on any official map. For decades, the residents of this city couldn't even talk about where they lived, and their lives were monitored closely. The city was constructed to house scientists and engineers working on secret nuclear weapons projects. The residents could only leave the city with government permission, and the mail never included the actual city's name, only the code Krasnoyarsk 26. Imagine living in such a place, where everything around you is controlled, and you need permission to leave or even send a letter. Zheleznogorsk is a clear example of how a government can hide an entire city, a place, from the rest of the world if there's a need for absolute secrecy. And what about ghost cities? There are many of these around the world, places that were built with great enthusiasm, with modern infrastructure, but were never inhabited as planned, or were abandoned shortly after being constructed. One example is the city of Ordos in China. Ordos is a city that was planned to be a thriving center, but today it's practically empty, with wide streets, tall buildings, and complete urban infrastructure, yet no residents. The city was built with the intention of accommodating a growing population, but for some reason, it was never populated in mass. What happened to Ordos? Why was a whole city built for no one to live in? The answer is not simple. Ordos is just one of many cities around the world, in countries like China, Angola, and even the United States, where large investments were made into cities that are now empty, left behind with no explanation. What leads to this question? Why invest billions of dollars into places that, in the end, will just disappear? Was it failed planning, political strategy, or something deeper? Speaking of hidden cities and secret maps, let's also talk about ancient maps, which are real historical enigmas. One of the most mysterious is the Piri Reis map, a 16th century map that shows the coast of Antarctica in a way that could not have been known at that time. Antarctica was covered in ice, and therefore, no one could have mapped the coastline the way it is shown on this map. But somehow, the Piri Reis map did that, and this fact has left geographers and historians puzzled. How could this map, created over 500 years ago, have shown an area that was completely covered in ice and that no one knew what it looked like? This mystery raises many questions about the lost knowledge that existed in ancient times, and how much we still don't know about the history of Earth. With the advancement of modern mapping technologies, many places around the world can now be mapped with great precision, from cities to the most remote regions. However, there are still areas that remain completely off-limits. This includes war zones, high-security areas, and even disputed territories, like the case of North Korea. Digital mapping can be manipulated, and there are places that are not shown on public maps, locations that are intentionally kept hidden. These places aren't just in faraway countries, but they could be right under our noses, within our own borders, with us having no idea what's going on there. The truth is that, even with modern technology, there are still places that remain hidden from the eyes of the world. And perhaps we will never know what really happens in those places. But what is being hidden in these secret locations and erased from the maps? What is truly being protected? Are they military secrets, scientific discoveries, or something even deeper and more mysterious? There's a theory that suggests that governments and large corporations prefer to keep certain technologies and information secret to prevent the public from knowing what's happening in the shadows. Maybe there's a bigger truth that, if revealed, could change everything we know about the world and our place in it. Who knows how many secrets exist in the world that we have yet to uncover? The truth is that throughout history, knowledge has always been a powerful resource. Access to information has always been controlled by those in power. And while many of us go about our lives without questioning what's around us, there are those who are doing everything they can to keep certain places and information hidden. This may be frightening, but it's also fascinating. These secret locations, hidden cities, ancient maps, and forbidden areas are just a small part of the mystery that surrounds our world. They remind us that, for all we know, there's always something more out there waiting to be discovered. And maybe one day, the truth about what's being hidden will come to light. For now, the only thing we know for sure is that the world is full of secrets, secrets that we still can't understand, and that perhaps we may never fully comprehend. But as long as there are maps and places that cannot be seen, the questions will continue to intrigue and challenge us. And you? What do you think? What other secret places are out there in the world, still being hidden from us? What else is being kept from the public, and why? Leave your comments below and share your thoughts. Let's continue the search for the truth together. What do you think? What other secret places are being hidden from us? The truth is out there, and we're just beginning to uncover it.